So, today we are once again gonna go through, not Reddit, but we are gonna go through, and I do just realize that I haven't even uploaded this episode yet, but we are once again gonna go through, and I think the tab is even opened, and yes it is. Yes, it indeed is. We're gonna go ahead with the enchiridion, or however you fucking pronounce it, I still don't know, but we're gonna go ahead with chapter 8 to God knows what. But I do have, I think that I need to do that. Just rendering an image, I think that I'm gonna pause that while I'm recording. I don't want things to be even louder as they are, speaking of my computer being extremely fucking noisy. Even though, with post-production and noise reduction and every reduction, production, whatever you want, things are going to be way better, and I'm still doing that. I always do it, and it is tremendous. So if you're into something audio-like-ish thing, yes, completely makes sense, then please do learn how to post-produce certain things. Anyway, chapter 8. Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Which really ties into the whole thought of amor fati, love faith, or love your faith. No matter what happens, love it. No matter what is happening to you right now, love it. You can't do anything. Well, you can't hate everything that happens to you. You can't just hate every single moment of your life and whatnot. But I don't know. I think it is incredible but also strange at the same time to just take your quote-unquote faith as it comes. I mean, obviously, you should be doing as good as you can in terms of, really putting effort into the things that you want to work out quite well. And in the end, there's a ton of things that we can do about certain things. We can really push boundaries if we want to. But on the other hand, there's also a ton of things we can't alter at all and can't change at all, But faith, sometimes it is what it is. And I do love faith. I love faith for, it makes my life a bit easier sometimes. Sometimes I just think, well, if it isn't supposed to happen, then it isn't supposed to happen. Period. It is what it is, This is how things should have been. And this is how things should be right now. Chapter 9. Sickness is an impediment to the body, but not to the will, unless itself pleases. Lameness is an impediment to the leg, but not to the will. And say this to yourself with regard to everything that happens, for you will find it to be an impediment to something else, but not truly to yourself. Which ties into the whole thought of, okay, you have only been harmed if you feel like you have been harmed. And that is quite it. Period. No matter what happens, you only are harmed if you think you are, or you have been betrayed if you think you have been betrayed. It all ends and starts with your thoughts about the situation, about the thing that happened, about whatever the fuck it might be about. It is in your thoughts, how you view things, and in the end, how it is changing you and affecting you and effecting you. 10. Upon every accident, remember to turn toward yourself and inquire what faculty you have for its use. If you encounter a handsome person, you will find continence the faculty needed. If pain, then fortitude. If refilling, then patience. And when thus habituated, the phenomena of existence will not overwhelm you. I do want to repeat that. Upon every accident, remember to turn toward yourself and inquire what faculty you have for its use. If you encounter a handsome person, you will find continence. I don't know what the fucking continence. Continence is... What is it? Continent. Able to control movements of the bowels and bladder, exercising self-restraint, especially sexually. If pain, then fortitude. What is fortitude once again? Fortitude. Sometimes I feel like an idiot. He accepted his increasing illness with fortitude, courage, bravery, strength of mind, strength of character, moral strength, toughness of spirit, firmness of purpose, strong-mindedness. If you encounter a handsome person, you will find continence, the faculty needed. If pain, then fortitude. I don't really get what he's talking about there. Chapter 10, maybe I'm gonna look it up afterwards, probably will. Anyway, 11. Never say of anything, I have lost it, but I have restored it. Has your child died? It is restored. Has your wife died? She is restored. Has your estate been taken away? That likewise is restored. But it was a bad man who took it. What is it to you by whose hands who gave it has demanded it again? While he permits you to possess it, hold it as something not your own, as do travelers at an inn. I still do have quite a bit of problem with not necessarily understanding the whole thing, but in terms of, understanding the meaning of it, but understanding how I could be using it. Okay, I'm not going to treat things as they are mine, and I'm not going to value them as highly so that if I kind of lose them or, for some reason get rid of them, that I'm not going to be unhappy and or be in pain or whatever. I understand that, but I don't know. I feel like that there is more to it, and I feel like that I'm not seeing certain things that I could see. 12. If you would improve, lay aside such reasonings as these. If I neglect my affairs, I shall not have a maintenance. If I do not punish my servant, he will be good for nothing. For it were better to die of hunger except from grief and fear than to live in affluence with perturbation. And it is better that your servant should be bad than you unhappy. Begin therefore with little things. Is a little oil spilled or a little wine stolen? Say to yourself, this is the price paid for peace and tranquility, and nothing is to be had for nothing. And when you call your servant, consider that it is possible he may not come at your call, or, if he does, that he may not do what you wish, but it is not at all desirable for him, and very undesirable for you, that it should be in his power to cause you any disturbance. I want to repeat it, just for my own understanding, to be honest. If you would improve, lay aside such reasonings as these. If I neglect my affairs, I shall not have a maintenance. If I do not punish my servant, he will be good for nothing. For it were better to die of hunger except from grief and fear than to live in affluence with perturbation. What the fuck is perturbation? Perturbation. Perturbation. Anxiety, mental uneasiness, a deviation of a system, moving object or process from its regular or normal state or path caused by an outside influence. These shifts and swings in wildlife populations are possibly related to climatic perturbations. So except from grief and fear, then it will influence with perturbation, and it is better that your servant should be bad than you unhappy. That's completely the case. Begin therefore with little things. Is a little oil spilled or a little wine stolen? Say to yourself, this is a price paid for peace and tranquility. And I do get that. I think it really gives you a positive way to see everything. Okay, I've just lost $1. Maybe this is just a price for whatever the fuck, maybe this is the price for me gaining something in the future. Maybe this is something that had to happen. Maybe this is also one of the reasons why I really like faith. Okay, I've just lost something. I have broken something. I have done this and that and these and those, which doesn't mean that I'm not going to learn from it, which doesn't mean that I'm going to protect myself from happening again. No, not really. But it is about the moment. It is about what happened just right now. It is what it is. It already happened. I can't do anything about it anymore. And so it is what it is. And this is just how faith was meant to be. I was meant to be losing, $50. Of course, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Of course, I'm going to hate myself. Of course, it's not going to be cool. but it is what it is. Maybe it is just a price paid for peace. The 8th, if you would improve, be content to be thought foolish and dull with regard to externals. Do not desire to be thought to know anything, and though you should appear to others to be somebody, distrust yourself. For be assured, it is not easy at once to keep your will in harmony with nature and to secure externals. But while you are absorbed in the one, you must of necessity neglect the other. So if you would improve, be content to be thought foolish and dull with regard to externals. Do not desire to be thought to know anything, thought. And though you should appear to others to be somebody, distrust yourself. I do really like that. Distrust yourself, Just question yourself, Question yourself about the things that you're doing and so on and so forth. And the 14th one, or chapter, not one, but chapter. If you wish your children and your wife and your friends to live forever, you are foolish, for you wish things to be in your power which are not so, and what belongs to others to be your own. So likewise, if you wish your servant to be without fault, you are foolish, for you wish vice not to be vice, but something else. But if you wish not to be disappointed in your desires, that is in your own power. Yes, it is. Exercise therefore what is in your power. A man's master is he who is able to confer or remove whatever the man seeks or shuns. Whoever then would be free, let him with nothing, let him decline nothing, which depends on others, else he must necessarily be a slave. Yeah, don't care about anything that is out of your control. Period. And the 15th one. Remember that you must behave as at a banquet, banquet. Is anything brought round to you? Put out your hand and take a moderate share. Does it pass by you? Do not stop it. Is it not yet come? Do not yearn and desire toward it, but wait till it reaches you. So with regard to children, wife, office, riches, and you will some time or other be worthy to feast with the gods. And if you do not so much as take the things which are set before you, but are able even to forego them, then you will not only be worthy to feast with the gods, but to rule with them also. For by thus doing, Diogenes and Heraclitus and others like them deservedly became divine and were so recognized. I do want to repeat the later part. And if you do not so much as take the things which are set before you, but are able even to forego them, then you will not only be worthy to feast with the gods. Does it mean like not taking something, even though you would kind of like to, but you're just restricting yourself from doing it? Is this what I'm seeing there? But I really like saying, put out your hand and take a moderate share. It's not about taking everything. Take a moderate share. Which is like moderate. What is moderate? I think it is a great word to say it. To say, okay, just take something, but don't take too much. Also don't take too little because you deserve something, On the other hand, you could just also pass by. Well, the 16th one. When you see anyone weeping for grief, either that is his son has gone abroad or that he has suffered in his affairs, take care not to be overcome by the apparent evil, but discriminate and be ready to say, what hurts this man is not this occurrence itself, for another man might not be hurt by it, but the view he chooses to take of it. As far as conversation goes, however, do not disdain to accommodate yourself to him, and if need be, to groan with him. Take heed, however, not to groan inwardly too. However, do not disdain to accommodate yourself to him, and if need be, to groan with him. What is groan? Groan. Thank you. A low, mournful sound uttered in pain or grief. She gets home, complain, grumble, blah, blah, blah. So this is kind of allowed. I always wondered. But I like it. I really do like it. What hurts this man is not the occurrence itself, for another man might not be hurt, but by the view he chooses to take of it. And just the most important part of the whole paragraph there. But I still really like the thought of, okay, it is fine to complain with somebody. It is fine to, and I, by the way, often quite do that, even though I don't necessarily care about something, but I listen to the people, let them feel what they feel, and feel what they feel, but I'm not letting it grow inwardly, I'm not doing this. Just outside thing. I don't really care about it. Anyway, the 17th one. Remember that you are an actor. Remember that you are an actor in a drama of such sort as the author chooses. If short, then in a short one. If long, then in a long one. If it be his pleasure that he should enact a poor man, or a cripple, or a ruler, or a private citizen, see that you acted well. For this is your business, to act well the given part, but to choose it belongs to another. What? Don't really like the last one, To choose it belongs to another. Well, I do think that maybe I'm going to record another episode today sometime and whatnot, but I'm going to end the episode there. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.